Good afternoon, adventurers. Oh boy, yes, that's right. It's that time. It's Friday at the Collective, which means one and one thing only. It's time for John's Dungeon Corner with me, John, and the co-host
Donna.
There she is. We got so much stuff to bring out. It's crazy. We're still bringing stuff out.
So many.
It's like Christmas. Oh, it is Christmas. You gotta love it. Oh man, look at this stuff. I mean, there's just so much stuff. We ain't even got room for it all. You know, I'm gonna put this right here.
So much new stuff.
I'm gonna put this right there, like this, and then I'm gonna put this right here, and we're gonna just talk about stuff. Hey, happy Friday, Mitch. Thanks for joining us. We're gonna see how many other folks jump in real quick, but hey, one thing we got to talk about for sure. It is Christmas time. This is gonna be a little bit longer show than normal. But more importantly, don't forget those gift cards. We need a gift card. We got to talk about a gift card here. Leave that one down here because I'm going to talk about this in particular.
I'll show some gift cards.
We need some gift cards because gift cards are the way to the gamer's heart. That's what I say. We ain't got no room here for dice. Oh my gosh. What is our table without dice? That's right. Today, you're going to have to forgive us because there is way too much stuff up here.
And we have new dice too. We just really can't fit them in.
Okay, we got to bring some of them though. A couple of them?
Some of the stone ones. We have some new stone ones. We have new inclusion dice.
Okay. So let's do this. Here's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
We're going to bring one set, two sets of the stone, and one of the inclusion, or two of the inclusion and one of the stone. We're going to bring 3 sets.
Okay.
You choose.
All right.
You choose which 3, because 3 is a good number, all right? And in the meantime, let's talk about these gift cards. I mean, you've heard me talk about them. So this isn't new, but it's cool. So here we go. We got the DC Batman, the Marvel's Spider-Man, right? Batman and Spider-Man. Gift cards. You can make them out for any amount. Hey, brother, how are you? That's Willie Blanco from New York, where it's just a little bit chilly. And Miche's actually up in DC. So we got people across the nation watching the show. All right. Hey, guys, don't forget to...
It's like you're syndicated.
Yeah, I'm like syndicated. There we go. Don't forget to sit there and share this on your Facebook or something. Hey, happy Friday, Sarah. Sarah and Antonio from St. Thomas. Now we're international.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Look at us.
Well, we're getting a 25% raise.
Oh, man. Hey, can somebody help me? I was 25% and nothing. Oh!
Make it 50%.
50%, yay! I love it. The boss man's great. The director says I get a 50% bonus increase in pay too. It's awesome. So anyway, no, but these are awesome gift cards. I love these gift certificates because let's say it's for $100 and you spend, let's say 45 of it. Then you just keep the other 55 on here and you come and use it whenever you want. They don't expire. It's just a wonder. Howdy, Dark Souls. Actually, talking about Dark Souls, there it is. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. We're going to talk about this. The role-playing game. Woo, that's crazy. Look at this. Dice. And there goes everything. Okay, let's move it back a little bit more. Let's move that to here. We just don't have enough. I'm going to put this right here. It doesn't spill. All right. Look at these dice. These are the inclusion dice.
Yeah. It's hard to tell, but there's little owls in this one.
Little owls in that one.
Little bears holding rainbows in here.
Bears with rainbows, like the Care Bears. We care.
These are smiling little bumblebees.
Smiling bumblebees. Not that we have any place to put all this stuff, but hey!
This is really beautiful. These are our stone dice.
What are those?
Amethyst.
Oh,
It's
amethyst.
hard to tell. On camera, this doesn't look as bright, but this is a really nice,
Let me see.
lovely.
I know all about
purple.
amethyst. Let me see. Oh, that is a beautiful amethyst.
And then this is the rainbow. I forgot exactly. Rainbow turquoise.
Wow. Or
Really
tourmaline?
Turquoise. Banded rainbow turquoise.
Wow.
Yep.
Turquoise.
Really
That's
pretty.
interesting.
Looks even better in person. I promise.
I love this. I love these amethyst ones. These are beautiful.
Aren't they great?
Yeah, they are. Okay, these are nice. Hey, Norse Foundings. Maybe one day you guys could sponsor the show, huh? How about
Yeah,
that?
There we go.
We love you.
Pay for us.
Yeah. But anyway,
Buy me a coffee.
I mean,
So I can
anyway, so
coffee
gift
for
cards,
all.
very important. I love them. I don't think anybody who's ever gotten these has said, oh man,
Not one of those.
not one of those. Yeah, it's like, yeah, give me more of those.
Not got so much money I get to spend at the collective.
Right. So that's cool stuff. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna put these right here.
Any amount of money too. It can be a
'Cause
funny number. if
We
you want.
can actually so let's talk about Dark Souls real quick before I jump into everything else.
Mhm.
So Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Everybody's played it or heard of it and cried, broken many a controller over it. It is the game of games. I gotta tell you, this game will drive you nuts. It's designed to kill you. If you don't die 100 times, you're not doing something right, I guess.
Or you're just incredibly impressive.
No, but even the impressive people die. I've seen them.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So this one right here is the
this is
Tome of Strange
Strange
Beings.
Beings.
So this is like a monster manual for them.
So
We
where's
do
the-
have the core
you have the whole
rule book.
core. I
We
see.
also have a
Yeah.
GM screen for it.
So there you go. Look at that. So you got everything you
Three
need to play.
options
Dark Souls.
right now.
For all you Dark Souls fans, it's now a role playing
And
game.
I try to order more, but they are selling out so fast. We have everything that we could possibly get for the Dark Souls RPG at the moment, and then
Better
I don't
hurry
know
up and
when
get
we'll be
it.
able to restock it. So come and grab it if you want it.
While the
Antonio.
getting's good. Antonio's got the
He's got the
Antonio's
core
already on
book.
top of this situation.
Yeah, no.
He's the one who's out there reminding me to tell all you guys and ladies that Dark Souls is coming. It's here. It's and I don't know when it's gonna be played. I
Yeah.
don't know, but soon. So wow, where to start with this crazy stuff? So epic encounters, we got terrain crates, we got all these cool things. Oh, I'll tell you what the coolest thing is, though. This right here, this little red piece of paper is magic. It is magic for your soul. It's like candy for the gamer in you.
I can
Watch
read
this.
for you.
So today, because I'm blind.
Yes.
Oh, no. Let me- Go ahead and so today the reason I put all this stuff up here is because today's the 15th. Look at that.
Yes. Buy two, get one free on CCG, comic, and game supplies. So
And
that's
guess what all this is?
game supplies.
Game supplies. All this is considered game supplies.
Every
Can you believe it?
box, except for the Epic Encounters. The Epic Encounters is considered minis.
This is another day. This is a different day.
If it doesn't have a mini in it, it is considered game supplies.
But this
all
is
your
really
maps,
cool.
All your books, all your finagly things, all your tokens,
All right.
the coins.
So let's talk about some of this stuff. Let's start with the terrain crates. So we kind of talked about these, but let me tell you, remember I told you there was a bunch of terrain crate stuff coming in? It did. Look at this. I mean, it goes on and on. What is that? Torture chamber?
Torture chamber with a mummy.
Oh, turn it around. So I like to show the pieces. Look at that. Look at these pieces that come in there. That's so cool. The Iron Maiden, like the song, like the group. No.
Yeah. Hospital ward. If you have a more modern game. that you
Oh,
wanna
so there we
play.
go. More modern game.
Yeah, another modern one is the Quick Mart. You can just run in, battle some zombies, run out. It's beautiful. It's wonderful.
It is.
What do
It
we
is.
have here? And then battlefield objectives. So you have, your things, your points of interest on the battlefield there. It's pretty cool.
Oh no, it's got the Oh, what about this one? This is neat. This is the dungeon trap. Now, I've always wanted. This is something I'll probably end up getting because the dungeon trap. It's 11 pieces. Check that one out. This is. Hey, William Sam Quinn is here. Welcome to the show, sir. So glad you're here.
Hello, Will. How's it going?
That is the man.
We have this is brand new. We just got these. Lots of
What are
coins.
those?
These are
Oh,
tokens
The
and coins.
tokens. Yes.
So we have a variety of them. This one is a dragon pack. This one is a dwarven pack, and they're not all the same coin in there. There's a 3 or 4 different types in each one of these packs. And we also open some packs and have individual coins for sale at the front register. At the middle
Well, look at
register
that.
over there.
Look at that. And what's this one here?
These ones are also just like that. This one's wizard, and it is cool. So they are just flat silver on one side, and then they've got blue enamel on the other side in between the little for the background. And
That's
then
pretty
the
neat.
wizard hats and stuff.
So remember we talked about this just a couple of shows ago about
Yeah.
adding stuff that just adds more that players can touch and
Mhm.
add more to the game
Exactly.
without really
exactly.
being an integral part of the game. It's just something really cool. Hey, hey Sam. So how are things out there? Pretty cold yet,
Mr. Clinton.
Mr. Quinton? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, hello, love. Look at that. The wife is on there too.
Hello.
Yes.
Good to see you.
Welcome to the
Yeah.
show, love. Welcome to the show, William. Everybody, this is great on a Friday, but Christmas. Wow. Okay, you guys know that I love maps. So let's start with the simple map. This was nice. This is actually one of the first planes maps that that have actually come out. This is the planes of metal and wood. That's pretty neat. This is actually different.
Mm-hmm.
Take that out. Show them that. So, everything's a flip map. And this one just happens to be the metal and wood plane. So it's kind of cool that they're starting to come out with these new maps. Like I said, they've usually been just dungeons or, oh no, what happened here? Where's our comments? Our comments disappeared.
I'll come back. You're fine.
There we go.
Okay.
Okay, can't lose those. It's raining in St. Thomas. So we got St. Thomas in the house. William, where are you from?
Sanford, Florida.
So we got Sanford, Florida. No, we got DeLand.
Okay.
We've got St. Thomas. We've got New York. We've got DC. Well, we're nationally syndicated. Now we're sneaking into the international market.
Sure. That's what's happening.
That's what's up. All right, so that's that map. Now let's talk about, oh my gosh, these are kind of cool. No, let's not talk about them yet.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about these guys, the boxes of adventure. These are really cool. So we got, which was that one? This is the box of adventure RPG maps and tokens, and
This is maps and tokens. This is Valley of Peril. So at the
and
very
this is the
bottom,
Coast of Dread. So
Coast of Dread.
that's number 1 and number 2. That's what we got right here. And they're really neat. They got tokens in them. They got maps in them. They even come with mini adventures, I believe. Yeah.
It comes with 24 maps, 300 tokens. No adventure in here.
Okay, no, that one doesn't have the
I think
adventure.
you
All right.
do have corresponding ones that you can find.
Yes.
But this is great. 300 tokens. So you are just set for anything.
You are the
And
token master.
These are all pieces, individual pieces that you can take and like reassemble into whichever one you want.
DeLand is in the house.
DeLand is in the
Adventure
house.
awaits. Oh,
See?
so Sam, do you got anything going on that we need to know about? Because I know you're busy writing and drawing and getting stuff, cooking some stuff up. Well, what's on its way? What's on its way? What kind of adventure awaits us? Throw something up there. Let me know.
All right.
These are the ones that have the adventure in them. These are really neat.
These are great. The Veiled Dungeon. This is an RPG toolbox.
Already got that one.
Lots of maps.
Yes.
Great box of maps.
Beautiful. And
And
maps. Whew.
Monster cards in it as well. So that's a really cool one to have that you can just, if you don't want to get minis, because this has full pictures on one side, you can just put a picture out there, have like a little copy of the stats that are on the other side for yourself. And then that way you don't have to, you could just get the box and still run a game just fine. It'll be a lot of fun.
I like them both. And this one's actually the newer one, I believe. Yes.
This one just came out. I
Yep.
think.
The Long Road. And they each have adventures in them. Don't forget to tell them about that. That's good stuff too.
Yes. The reference book so that you can make 100 plus 5e random encounters.
How many?
100 plus 5e random
That's awesome.
encounters.
I like it. I
So-
like it a lot.
Travel adventure generators, 40 unique monster NPC stats and descriptions. That's a lot.
That is a
You can do
lot.
so much with that.
Yes, you can. All right. So that's that one. Now, these we've talked about before, but look, they got the new ones now. They got the grass and the dungeon, the grassland and the dungeon. It just basically flips out. It's a 2x2. It's 2 feet by 2 feet. And then this is the original, which has the squares and hexes. Now, remember I told you guys the hexes are basically used to define outdoor adventures. And each of those you can change the hex on that to 10 full feet per hex or whatever. Those happen outside. That's what the hex is used for. So very useful if you're like in an open plain area.
Dry and wet erase markers on
Yep.
this. So that's nice if you have expos or if you just have the wet erase.
All right, so now here we go. Let's go over here. So you guys have seen the books. I love these books, the Big Book of Battle Maps. This is the one that has room, vaults, and chambers. It's 60 of them.
Yes, this is
That
great
is
for
really
lots
neat.
of indoor adventures, and this is just one of the 4 of this size we have right now. And we had some more of the giant Book of Battle Maps. We're already sold out of the regular ones. We have the sci-fi. We have lots of the sci-fi ones. So if you want to do starships and I don't know,
And
cool
futuristic buildings, battle sites,
stuff. Yeah,
and they even have outdoor sites too. It's just a little bit more futuristic than
It's
the
more
D&D
alien-looking,
version,
but this is very
than the fantasy, I
regular.
should say. Now this is pretty neat. This is the Loki's. I talked about this one. This is a GM screen, but this one
Mhm.
is designed for The Wilderness Townscape is what this is about.
So
But it's just really nice. This is also laminated.
yeah, if you want to have just a beautiful mountainscape on the background of your adventure, or if you want to have a beautiful townscape as the background of your adventure,
Now this is
is just a double-sided GM screen. So you'll see town here, outside here. I like this one a lot if you're really trying to add a little bit more immersiveness to your
game
table.
to the table. Yeah,
I can't
immersiveness
words
to
today.
the table. All right, so that's that. Now these are really cool. These we've talked about these. These are also by Loki. The town maps, the battle maps. These are the double book ones. I have a couple of these already, which I can't buy anymore because I was specifically told Christmas is around the corner. If I buy them for myself, what are they going to get me? So,
What are they gonna get you?
what are they going to get me? I'll tell you what they should get me.
Uh-oh.
Anyway, that's not it.
Gift cards.
But there's 2 books in each of those, 80 maps, and the neat thing is you can link up the maps together, the 2 books together, and it forms a perfect. I mean, it's just they align, and it looks so cool when you put it.
So,
And you can put
imagine
different ones together.
That means, so this is one page of the book. If you open
Right.
the book, it's double this size.
Correct.
You put 2 books together, it's 4 times this size.
It's
You have this
awesome.
huge amount of space that you can use.
Yeah, you have a huge 24 by 24 area. So if you take
Yeah.
that, okay, so flip that one around again. So let's say you take and use the town map there. Now this one here is a castle. So you can actually take the castle, which is this map here. This bottom middle one is the 4 of them put together. And you put that together with any of those other 4, you've got a huge town setting.
Yeah.
And it's really nice.
Imagine having both boxes of these and just having
Well, that's exactly what
a
I'm
whole
saying.
table of maps.
Exactly. And then what you do is you can use those same map books there to start building the adventure as they go towards the dungeon. Then once they get to the dungeon, well, golly, look at this. A book of the dungeon. Battle maps the dungeon. And then we can bring them to the dungeon. I like that. The dungeon.
The dungeon.
The dungeon. So they link together. You can put them together however you want, and they're amazing. I mean,
I love
dry
it.
erase, wet erase,
Yes, all 3 are dry and wet erase compatible.
2 books in each one.
Yeah.
Can't beat it. I mean, this is just amazing. And there's so much more. Oh, and this is the new Epic Encounter set, Island of the Crab Archon.
Yes.
Now we went to this went totally sideways here.
Yeah.
We no more orcs, no kobolds, no goblins.
They're
We're gonna
getting-
get crabby with it.
They're getting real creative with
Yeah,
it.
they
So
are.
If you have a shellfish allergy, look out. It's not for you.
For sure. Don't let your character near that stuff.
Absolutely. But this is fun. It's hard to see on here, but that is, let me check, 21 miniatures.
Yes, 20 of the small and then the
are
big.
high detailed miniatures too.
They're
are
nice.
wonderful.
Anybody who's ever done the Epic Encounters
Mhm.
knows that the detail on those things are amazing. Oh, it's hiding from us again.
So it's 21 miniatures, double-sided encounter map, adventure book, monster stats, tips and tricks for building tension and excitement.
Ha, all will evolve into crabs. Oh my God. There we go.
Whole thing.
Look.
Everything turns into a crab.
Look down.
eventually.
All will
Yes.
evolve into crabs.
Okay, exactly.
Wow. Okay, so today, wow, that's a lot of stuff. And let me tell you something. There's a lot more out there just around. We, as you can tell, we have limited space on the table, and we'd have to start piling stuff up and
You're just
all
gonna
over the
have to
place.
come in and see it all.
What a
Sorry.
bummer. You just gotta come in.
We have more books. We have more books. We have more books.
And books
We have
and
more
miniatures.
maps.
We
have more
didn't bring out all the
miniatures.
miniatures.
One day we just need to have this camera set up in front of the miniatures. So
You know what we could do? We need to
massive
try to do
wall of miniatures.
is walk around the store one day talking
Hi,
about
Daryl.
all the different D&D stuff. Hey, Daryl!
That's okay, Daryl.
My bad. I
Yeah.
left something not right.
No, it was all good. He's still just learning the.
No, it's all good, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you. No. We're just trying to mess with everything. So, okay, so here we go.
All good.
Now, we're going to kind of talk about a few things because somebody was talking to me about races and classes. Wow, and I didn't even know where to begin. So I went and did some research, built some lists, downloaded some stuff, made some more lists, and not even sure we're going to cover all this in one. Might do like the core races today and worry about the classes later because there's a lot of them, as you can see.
Right. I
There's
think
not-
with all of the races and classes and subclasses, there are like well over
Too
300
many.
options
Too many
in
combinations.
just like the newest version of 5e alone.
So let's talk about this. All right. And there's a couple of them that I'm going to leave out because they were only came out in certain editions. If they're a 5th edition race, and these are core races, all right. So we've got the Dragonborn, of course. All right. Oh, what led to this? I'm sorry. So somebody was asking me, the big question has been, well, how do I bring in races that are only in other games that aren't actually part of the core set one, the basic handbook and that? How do I bring them in? Because they belong to other worlds. Like, okay, the Warforge. Where's the Warforge from? Eberron.
Yeah.
That's where it originated. So how do I get that Warforge into my game? Well, we'll talk about that in a second. And
That'd be great.
can somebody start alphas? Well, I'm like, well, we talked about all that, and that's really up to the DM, but I'm going to kind of go over a few things here. So the core races, right? What we consider the core races are the Dragonborn. They're in 5th edition. And then we got the dwarves, of course. Okay, the dwarves are in all the editions, but now and there's sub races to this. Okay, I'm not going to get into all the sub races because we already did that.
That's
all right?
a lot.
Then you've got the elves, which have like 3 or 4 sub races, and then some. The gnomes, half elves, which talking about half elves, let's talk about that. So what exactly? And the book describes it, and it's kind of like a really nice description. But here we go. A half elf is half elven and half whatever else you want it to be. It doesn't necessarily have to be human, by the way. You can play a half
Let's not get
drow.
weird with it though.
Huh? No, watch this, because here. Okay, so here we go. I'll explain it this way. In my game, in my world, there's another species of elves called the Twilight Elves. Okay, they are actually in the original story they're actually their own race because a dark elf paired with an elf, a surface elf, and their offspring became the Twilight Elves. That's the Twilight Elves. They have a very unique coloration. How the drows are really dark purplish, bluish, kind of whatever.
Right.
Dark gray kind of thing.
Yeah.
And of course, surface elves, you got wood elves, you got this elf, that elf.
Yeah.
That's how the Twilight Elves came about. Now, usually half elves are what? Half human, half elf.
Sure. Typically.
But what kind of half elf? See, here's the funny thing. What's the elven part? And this is what I wanted to talk about is you could be a gray elf, you can be a wood elf, you can be a drow elf, you could be the there's so many, there's an Astra. There's so many elves, okay? But that's the thing is, and you can actually give your half elf that type. Because remember, a half elf can be more human looking or it can be more elvish looking. Have the features of both. You could be a very light gray or light violet, or the wood elves are usually like a really dark brownish, it's like a suntan.
Kind of just fit into their environment. They're
Exactly.
camouflage. Then you have everything. You have mountain and earth and water and fire and sea and
whatever elf you're half of.
You can be anything.
So there's that
thing. Spin the wheel.
Right.
What does it land on?
Half orc. That's another one. Same concept.
I love being a half orc.
The half orcs are fun. The halflings, of course. And now remember, there's now the half elf and the half orc don't have. They do in the way that I've described it to you. Now, before I forget too. So talk to your DM about this, all right? But your half elf, if you wanted to play with it a little bit, depending on what kind of party you're going into, and the DM allows it. If you're a half drow, you can slide some of those. Like instead of having like a drow has 120-foot dark vision, a half elf only has 60. Split the difference because it's a drow heritage, and you've got a half elf with 90 feet of infravision, of dark vision, right?
Yeah.
You see what I'm getting at there?
Okay.
Maybe they won't use the fairy fire or be able to ever use the darkness spell or anything like that.
Yeah, anything that's like inherently
Right.
full-on elf.
But and you won't have, and by the same token, you won't have the sunlight sensitivity because you're half something else anyway. It's used to it.
Right.
So there's stuff that you can do it with the half orcs. Okay, you can even be half dragonborn.
That's
true. I mean, there's no stopping that whole half thing, but we'll get it. That's something that you have to do with your DM's permission. We're not going to go there yet.
Right.
Okay, and then of course humans. And here's a funny thing: in some worlds, like in Faerun, which is the Forgotten Realms, there's all kinds of humans.
Yes.
They can come from what is it? From oh my gosh, what's the Southern Kingdoms called? I cannot remember. See, I got all these things going in my head, and I haven't played
Yeah.
in that realm
They're
for a
from
while.
all over the world.
but-
Like
Yeah, like the
humans.
world.
Yeah.
You have all types of humans.
Right.
You know, I mean, they're just not human, and they're
Right.
one.
They've adapted to their environment.
So you
as
can have
well. So you
Eastern
have-
that are more
right.
Oriental. So you
Sure.
can have like an Oriental themed human. You can have
Yes.
an Arabian.
Right.
You know, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Um,
Absolutely. Yeah. And people really take that and use that to their advantage a lot
They
of the
can.
time. Like there are bards that are from like the southern continents and they turn into mariachis. And then
That's
there
true.
are
Yeah.
swordsmen that come from the east and they, learn from this, very select.
Hey,
group
Hannah,
and
welcome to the show.
Hi, Hannah. And then they end up being samurai or something.
Exactly.
like that.
Or
So
you have your
can really
skalds.
make it a cultural thing.
You have your skalds that
Mhm.
come from the frozen wastes, which are
Yeah.
barbarians that have become. Well, that's what they call. That's what
Yeah,
the
They could be
the Northmen,
Viking.
the Vikings, yeah, skalds.
Yeah.
And then you have your tiefling.
Mhm.
You know, and a
They're from
tiefling. Well,
hell.
tiefling's a tiefling is a tiefling.
Wherever.
All right, but even a tiefling's appearances and stuff, coloration can be different too. There's so much stuff you can do with it. Okay, let your imagination wander. Okay, so now some of the other races from source books, and I think this is really what we're talking about. And I'm only going to discuss like the 5e and only some of them because some of them really, there are some of these races that can make the game overbearing.
Mhm.
Oh, they can overpower it like that. I mean, for example, there's one that sticks out here. I'm gonna go right to because I want to kind of show you the what I'm talking about. What are they called? The Kalishtar, which are from Eberron, rising from the last war. Eberron rising from the last war. They have when you roll anything, what was it? I think it's intelligence based or something. Whenever they make their saving throw, they get advantage on everything that has to do with mind, and they have resistance to psychic. Psychic.
Oh, okay.
They are pretty wild. And then later on, I think it's the same race. They can do telepathy. The Kalishtar. They're
Yeah.
amazing. There's an amazing race. Do you allow them? And they're human. They're just basically how they came about was the world. This world was ending where these spirits lived. They came to their world and cohabited with them, and they have like this. They're half spirit, half human. So they have psychic abilities. So if you want to play a psychic character, yeah, talk to your DM because that's a crazy race. It's really cool though. All right, so we got the Aarakocra. How do we pronounce that? Aarakocra. The avians.
Bird people.
Yeah, that's a pretty new one. And of course, we have the Asimers, the Diva.
Mhm.
Those are from they're in a lot of different books.
Yes.
But you have to get into like usually Volos or Mordenkainen, and then there's the Wild Mount book. You can get them out of there.
You can be a bugbear.
You can be a bugbear. You can be an air Genesee, all the Genesees, earth, fire, water.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I have a. Wait,
What's this one?
Genesee
Oh,
or Genasi?
Genesee.
Yeah.
However you want to pronounce it.
Either way.
Tomato, potato,
Yeah.
potato.
Mm-hmm.
Kill, die, death. It's all being the same, really. Kind of in a way.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Don't ask. Okay, the bugbear. Boss of the multiverse. What else would be cool? What else is in here? The centaur can be played. The changeling.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see.
Drow, dire.
Oh, here we go. A
werewolf,
chaos gnome.
Chaos
No,
gnome.
no, you can't. That's not in this one. You can't play chaos gnome. There goes the drow.
Mhm.
They've been around forever. What these lists do is they kind of give you where they've come from and where they're at. Let's see. What's another go? Now, here's something interesting. So you got the Dugar, which
Mhm.
the Dungeon Corner is back. Jason, yes, sir. How you doing? Welcome to the show. And there goes the Earth Genesee.
Genasi.
Genesi.
Mhm.
Genasi.
I feel like Genasi kind of rolls off the tongue. Like it's
Genesi.
yeah, because it's like
Genasi.
Genie, Genasi.
Sure, sounds good to me.
Kind of, I don't know. Yeah.
Sounds good.
It's all made up. It's a made up game, and they're made up things.
Now,
You
and
can
here's
just
two more that are kind
however
of
you
like
want to say it.
the Githyanki and the Gazari are always at war with each other, so I don't know if they make good characters to be run around with. You know what I'm
Sure,
saying?
sure. Goblinoid, Grimlock, Grung. I have a Grung in my group. It is a
Do you, a Grung?
tiny frog person, and they're the best.
Oh, here's one. Hey, Antonio, since you're on there, what is the name of that character that you play that looks like a goblin?
The
Yep.
name of it,
Yeah, the race.
the race of it.
Yeah, I don't think it's in here, but
I don't know.
But there's so many.
There's so
Oh my
many.
gosh.
How are you supposed to remember all of this?
Oh, here we go. The Haragon. Okay, and this was a question. All right.
Uh-huh.
So there's the Haragons. There's
Sure.
it starts with an L. The
Lupin or
the Leonins.
Leonins.
The Leonins, which are the
Cat people.
the tigers.
Tiger
The
people.
lions. They're the
That makes
lions.
sense.
You have
Lion,
what's
lion.
the Loxodon?
Mhm.
The Loxodon, which is the elephant.
Yes.
You have the Tabaxi,
The
which-
Rhinon. The
the Rhinon, the Tortles. Okay,
Yeah.
so these are all animals now
Mhm.
that have somehow become sentient and evolved some way.
Yes.
This was another one of the questions that kind of led me to this whole race thing. Do we miss any other ones?
Oh, I'm sure.
There's
more,
other
but
ones,
how
and
do you
that's kind of why I got
know?
this, because I'm remembering the Tortle, the Haragon, the Loxodon, the Leonin,
The
the
Rhino.
Tabaxi,
Yes.
the Rhinon.
The Aarakocra is
the Aarakocra- okay, so
yeah,
Well, the Aarakocra, not so much, because the Aarakocra, it is a bird per
it's a
se.
bird person.
Right, it's a bird person.
Yeah.
So you got all
Animal
these
people.
these animals, really is what they are.
Mhm.
But now they've become sentient. They're intelligent. They can have magic. They got all these cool little feet, intricacies about themselves.
Mhm.
Okay, so how do I get them into the campaign?
Yeah.
I mean, what? There's a whole city of them? No. We got to kind of back up. How would you do it? Okay, so I want to play a Alexodon,
Okay.
a talking elephant
Yeah.
in your campaign.
Okay.
Can we do this?
Absolutely.
Okay, where am I from?
You are from well, obviously you would have to be from like an African type of continent, where you would naturally
tropical
derive
continent.
from, and then maybe you fell into, I don't know, a pit of chemicals and became part human. And or you can do it, you were a incredible magician's pet, a very rich magician had you as a pet and loved you so much he made you sentient so that you guys could have conversations. And
There we
there's
go.
many different ways to like really
Okay, so
get
now that's
at
the single
this.
guy. Now,
Yeah.
how about, so I'm one of a kind now? That's
You
it?
could
I
be
don't have
one
any
of-
family?
You could be one of a kind.
There's not
yeah.
more of me?
You maybe that's a goal for you to find out.
Ah, see, so there we go. See,
Yeah.
so that's one way, right? There's a good
Mhm.
way. That's one way. Now, that's what you address. All
Right.
So
So
now,
it would be a discussion.
easy.
We'd figure that out.
okay, we figured that out. We're good. Now,
Mhm.
with me, now I like, me and my backgrounds and all that. So
Background
we're gonna
is
get
important.
deep, but I'm not gonna go into it too much. But
Yeah.
what I'm gonna do is, so what race are you gonna play? Pick one of those crazy ones.
I want to be a Harangon. I want a little
A
bunny
Harangon.
person.
Excellent. You are from the eastern lands.
Okay.
There's a forest there
Mhm.
that has a small village in it where, unbeknownst to everybody, some kind of magic was cast in that area, and the animals of the forest have gained sentiency. They're intelligent. That you come from that village.
Okay.
All right.
So there's a village of me now.
So there's a village of you now.
yes.
Which is cool, because now what I've set up is, unfortunately, you were captured.
Oh.
Because
okay.
how did you get way over here? You were
Right.
captured and transported here as an exotic animal,
Mhm.
because you could talk and you could do all these feats, but you escaped with the help of, and then I would take her and link her to one of the party members that she wants to, and now they're friends because they helped her,
Mhm.
him, they get away.
Right.
And then now, boom, and there it is.
That's,
And she was captured as a kid. So for all these years, her character has learned all these things. You're a
Yes.
rogue, you're a fighter, whatever.
now
They had you fighting gladiatorial
Yes.
pits. If you're a fighter, you're part of some syndicate. So
Yeah.
if you're a rogue, and you link it like that.
Mhm.
So there's two different ways of doing it. A wizard, the magician, boom, just got tired of talking to himself, so he decided to make you
Makes you a
intelligent.
friend. Yeah.
So that there, you just got to kind of open that door,
Mhm.
and either A, you're one of a kind, which is cool, unless you want to have other, in my case, the Lexodon's walking around.
Mhm.
Now, and the Lexodon is an elephant, by the way. It's an elephant person,
Mhm.
where the Harrigan is a rabbit person.
Yes. A hair.
Right? It's a hare. So that's the thing. So that's the way you bring those into, or you could even, and I'm kind of going a little bit further, because now would-be dungeon masters, when we first started, we didn't go and just encompass everything and say, I'm gonna bring everything into the game that I can.
No.
Don't do it.
No.
Start out right. I want to embrace it all. I want it all.
I did that, and it did force me to grow and develop and learn really quickly, but it's not recommended. Start small.
So I remember, because I tried it once. I said, "Oh, time out. I got to back up a little bit." So what you can do eventually as you develop this, or if maybe all your players want to play animals,
Yeah.
they want to be loxodons and leonins and turtles
Yeah.
and Aryans, and that's
Rhinos.
cool. So you can sit there and make it to where there's this continent where a magical, or it got brought in from another dimension, whatever you want to do, and that's where they're all from. That is the place that we as a civilization know that all the animals come from.
Right.
All these, what are they called though? I mean, they're
They're
demi-humans. They're demi-humans. Basically, is what they would be classified under, right?
They're people. I mean, I wouldn't even call them human because they have no human blood in them.
Right.
They're just people, because at that point,
Right.
I think a people is more of just
People.
like a more intelligent,
People.
something that can.
Hey, I've met
has a
some interesting
language,
people
has
that are
intelligence.
very intelligent. So how
Yeah.
does that work out? No, anyway. All right.
Fair.
So, all right. But anyway, so you can kind of see where we're going with this. Now, okay. Now let's talk about the flip side of that.
Okay.
That I never mentioned names, so I'm not going to say names.
Sure.
But they asked me, well, what about,
Mhm.
because nowadays, like you said, bugbear,
Yes.
kobold,
Yeah.
goblin, orc, although there's half orcs,
Yes.
um,
Typical
hobgoblins,
monsters.
what are normally monsters,
Mhm.
are now being allowed to be used in some campaigns as player characters.
Mhm.
Now, all these creatures are normally evil.
Yeah.
They have these evil tendencies. So just like, and I compare it to Dritz Do'Urden
Mhm.
for the Forgotten Realms. He's a drow.
Right.
It doesn't get any more evil than a drow, by the by. I don't even think the demons and the devils can be worse than the drow.
Right.
They are like the
Nobody likes
embodiment,
that.
and they're cool though. I love them.
Mhm.
So just like he's the exception, I think that these creatures that come out are the exceptions. So if they're like chaotic evil, they might be chaotic neutral. They're just like, I'm done with this.
Mhm.
This is just not for me anymore.
Yeah.
My tribe keeps getting wiped out. I go and it's just not good for us, or whatever the reason may be.
Right.
That they left that way of life, and maybe they in their backstory they have a struggle or something,
Sure.
or it may be like in the Forgotten Realms where the kingdom of Thousand Arrows,
Mhm.
where the Orc kingdom was established.
Yeah.
He actually established a kingdom by Silvery Moon, I believe it was, in the Forgotten Realms, an elven kingdom and 10 towns, human kingdoms,
Mhm.
and there they were, and that lasted for a while, and then of course things go sideways. But that's Ari Salvatore
Right.
doing his
You could be
thing.
a monster that was raised by monsters, but at a young age you ended up hurt and lost, and some people took you in and showed you kindness, and you realized that
There you go.
that they were great, and you grew up around humans and elves, and you became a bugbear that walks and talks among them.
There's nothing wrong with that, right? So I mean, hey, that's the way it works. You
Yeah.
kind of become a product of your environment, right? Isn't that
Right.
what we say?
Yeah.
So same concept would go in there. And some of these, like, okay, so somebody brought this up. What about a merfolk? Will that be cool if you're playing like I think a merfolk character would be cool if you're playing something that's like a seaborne campaign
Mhm.
or a coastline campaign, like what is it? Secret Salt Marsh, and you're in that area and there's water always available. Because I think as you come in, I don't know anything about the merman. Don't quote me on this because I don't. It's not a race that I'm acquainted with.
That's okay.
I haven't met one yet.
Yeah.
Not even in game.
Oh,
No merman.
interesting. No merman.
Or mer people. No mer
Yeah.
people. So I would think that unless you're doing like a waterborne campaign because I've seen the pirate campaign, that was actually a cool campaign. I've watched people play.
Mhm.
That would be a neat character, I think.
Yeah.
It'd make a great scout, unbelievable scout.
Mhm.
So ask your DM, because that's the kind of stuff. And okay, here we go. And some of these races, I mean, not for nothing, but a Minotaur, now you're kind of pushing. I don't know. What do you think about that? A Minotaur character?
That'd be an interesting one. I mean, yeah, you could work it
How
in.
do we work that one in? What do you think?
Like I said, you're.
Oh, here goes
your
the
little
Owlin. The Owlin's
Minotaur
the owls.
baby, the adventurers slaying your parents, but
Slaying
then
your
found you and took pity on you and took you in. And maybe they took you and were actually had nefarious reasons to take you. Maybe they sold you into slavery. They thought, haha, we'll make money off of this Minotaur baby. But you ended up in good hands and you were raised well, and now you're going back to find those adventurers and slay them, and for
There's so many.
revenge on your
Yeah.
first parents, I guess.
Oh, and here goes the Sir Viblin, which is the deep gnome. Like I said, there's a lot of sub races, and this is one of them. This is a forgotten. Usually, it's in Mordenkainen's Monster of the Universe, and there's a lot of Mordenkainen's Tomophone, the foes. There was a turtle, but so let's talk about some of that. All right, so some of these creatures, and I want to go back to here. Okay, this is the one right here. The Siren is from Planeshift Ixalan, which is I think it's from the what is that? Outer space.
Out there.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I can't. Sometimes things just leave me. But they come from other worlds. Like, okay, going back to the Warforged, which I think is down here too somewhere.
Yep.
Warforged, which is from Eberron. Okay. There's ways of doing that because all the worlds, remember, there's the universe. It's like the planet. Consider it like the planets, like our solar system, which is only 8 planets now because Pluto's a moon now. Although if there's life there, oh well. Who knows? But consider it like that. There's our galaxy, and in it, there's these 8 planets. Imagine that all those planets are like Earth, but have different laws that bind them.
Yeah.
Okay. So Mars is like the plane of fire or something. And as you go further out, like let's say, I don't know, what would be good? Saturn? Saturn could be Eberron.
Yeah.
And there's Warforged there.
Right.
And somehow through magic or one of the Spelljammer ships or some gate portal, whatever, it ended up here.
Yeah.
There's your character. You know, something happened, rifted, a black hole opened up, a gate opened up, boom, all these people were swallowed up, and he ended up here.
There's every type of magic and possibility.
There you go.
Pick one.
Pick one. Exactly. Don't let that, because they're from another world, limit you, because first of all, it's a fantasy world that you're playing in. So anything is literally possible. Literally.
Right.
I mean, look what you can do with a wish spell.
Yeah.
A properly worded wish spell, what it can do, huh?
It can do so much.
Now, here's a monster that there's a couple monsters though that I will warn you about, and the Yuan-Tai is one of them, because there's a noble Yuan-Tai or something like that. There's a Yuan-Tai that's just overpowered. They're just amazing.
Yeah.
You let that come in as a player character, and you're gonna have problems, because what you don't want to do is have to overpower your monsters in order to entertain
that kind of thing.
characters.
Is like, it's like great if you have several players who are super experienced and they are really, really good at building creature or building their players. They're building their characters so that they can all have overpowered characters. But you don't want one super overpowered character and a bunch of regular third level.
You're gonna be like this.
Human fighters.
It's gonna be like this.
It's really unfair.
And not only that, but in order to make this happen, and being this is your party because of that one guy, that one character makes it here, and your monsters are all here because that's how they naturally come out of the book. You're gonna somehow have to get the monsters up to here, and that's the problem. You'll encounter it as a DM time and time again, where you have these overpowered characters, and now 100 orcs can't take them down.
Right.
I mean, eventually, sure, 1,000 might, but it's just too much.
Yeah. So it gets to that point where it's like, do you make monsters powerful enough that the rest of the party gets killed, but that one guy is just picking people off? Or do you make it so weak that the rest of the party can have like a decent battle, but that one guy is bored? He's just smacking them off like no big deal.
So you got to balance that out. And when you look at it, and I'm not telling you, by no means, as I say, I only give you examples because those were really specific questions. When you build these player characters, there's a lot to choose from. Now, and next week we're going to talk about classes, because classes, there's a bunch of subclasses and all that, and we'll talk about that. But with the races, the race is important, and when you put it with the right class that synergizes, what people call that min-max, but I like to call it just there's a synergy in some classes and races. There really is, and it can make for a great character as long as the player doesn't come in there with the idea that, and you'll know your players, not at first, of course. You don't know anybody, but as the game goes on, you'll kind of see, and you may have to tone down characters and decide, okay, like there's certain characters that I don't allow in my game or races.
Yeah, you're just picky like that. That's not even like a whole thing. That's just like you had bad experiences and now you're picky about it.
Oh, no, not even bad experience. I'm just seeing what can be done. Well, you know what I do? I'll tell you what I do. I have a great DM and a son, Antonio. I'll just go, hey Antonio, here you go, break this.
Yeah.
And he presents me this this character is just broken in every way. And he says, okay, this is what I would do to min-max this guy. Here's how I would play him. Here's what he's going to do in the party. And I go, yep, nope.
Right.
Because not everybody plays like that. But if you get that one player who's just, and it's going to hurt your game. Because not everybody's going to be the same, especially if you have, like in my game, I have 10 players. Some have just started playing. Some have been playing maybe for like a year or so. Then there's Antonio and my friend Billy, who have been playing forever.
Yes,
Okay.
child.
Antonio's a DM. He's a DM. I've got another prospective DM, somebody who's starting a DM. And I don't want to sit there and give them these bad habits, I guess what I like to call it, of, just making this character at first level, like, and when you compare it to like some 5th and 6th level characters, they're on par. That shouldn't be. That should never be. I hate to tell you. And I like superpowered characters.
Yeah.
Because I don't think there's a player character in my game that has anything less than a 14.
Right.
As
It
an
would be
ability
fun.
score.
I would love to DM a game where we just got the people with the most experience and had everybody just min-max their characters, and then I just throw everything I got at you. That would be fun.
You're right.
But it wouldn't be fair to the people who don't.
No, you gotta have,
like
and
that.
here's the thing with that, and I'm not for nothing. You have to be a strong DM.
Yes.
Because these these characters are going to be like, they're going to be like demigods.
I can do it.
Right? You can do it. But don't start out that way. It's something for you to work towards. I think that would be so much fun to do.
Yes.
I'm going to hold you that.
Okay, cool.
We'll get a band
do
of the like 5 or 6, not a lot,
Mhm.
but 5 or 6 experienced characters on a one day.
We'll do it on like a Thursday. So
Talking about that.
Uh-huh.
We almost next year.
Yeah.
Guess whose anniversary? Whose birthday it is?
D&D's anniversary. What is it? April?
April. We looked it up. We called around. We talked
50
around.
years
50
of
years.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Can you believe that?
That's crazy.
Is that crazy?
That blows my mind. It's
Awesomeness.
amazing.
Total
Super exciting.
awesomeness. So next year we are going to do that. Maybe not that weekend because there's so. I think MegaCon's going on. No. Something's
MegaCon's
going
gonna
on
be
that
in
weekend,
February,
isn't it?
But we'll find out.
We're gonna find a weekend.
We're gonna figure that out.
No, MegaCon is in February,
February.
March. But there's something going on around that time. But we're gonna do Easter's in April, I think. So we're gonna play around with it, okay? And we're gonna take a weekend, and we already talked to Brendan about it, so we got his approval.
Yes.
We're gonna have a whole weekend of nothing but Dungeons and Dragons.
Yep.
All kinds of Dungeons and Dragons, all kinds of crazy, fun stuff, crazy stuff. Just sit down and play like we used to just roll dice with no miniatures and other. We're just gonna talk it out in mind's eye. We're just gonna throw dice out there, and then we're gonna have a very sophisticated dungeon with the miniatures and the walls, and then we're gonna have a hodgepodge put together stuff and just all kinds of crazy stuff.
Absolutely.
We're doing that.
Okay.
You heard it
I'm
first here.
excited.
50th anniversary. You gotta do something, right?
Yes.
So all you players, all you DMs, it's the 50th anniversary of Dungeons and Dragons, and we're gonna celebrate. We've been celebrating. Do like a month-long celebration.
I am.
Are you really?
Excited. Yeah.
I think so too. I'm really
I'm
excited.
gonna get out my mimic tree and decorate for
The mimic tree. I might by then have the mimic in the chest. That'll be my new companion.
oh man. Your
It's
little
like
buddy. You just
the
have to carry it
assistant.
around.
Especially on Wednesday night when I'm here, I'm back here. I'll just put it on behind me,
Just
and there'll be this mimic
intimidation
sticking out
tactics.
over. You gotta love it. I love it. I love it. Or maybe the kobolds. Have the kobolds with the spears.
We sold them. They're gone.
Oh, they're gone.
They're gone.
Oh, somebody bought the kobolds.
But we have a couple more mimic chests. So
Oh no,
a
I'm gonna have
couple
to
more
grab. I gotta
mimics.
get a hold of one of those one of these days.
Yeah.
So
They'll
I
be
think
back.
that's it. I mean, we've had way too much fun with this, but see how we just kind of off into the corner somewhere. But so races are very important. Now by themselves, it's just a race. But when you put it together with the class we're going to talk about next week, then you'll start seeing how and things will start flipping in your mind, and I could do that. Like Tabaxis, oh my gosh, the Tabaxi characters are really neat because they got that extra movement that they do, and they're just really
so dexterous, amazing as a rogue. Love
they're
them.
really good. And they just fit.
Yeah.
They just fit. Just like a tiefling warlock.
Mhm.
Awesome
Yeah.
combo right
Good
there.
combo. Everybody wants to be a tiefling warlock these days.
Right? Isn't that that's a trend? That's a thing
It's
now.
very trendy right
That's
now.
a thing now. It used to be half-elf bards.
I had to be like, no more tieflings and no more warlocks in my campaign because.
Oh, so you're being picky.
Several.
Let me see. How was it you said it? Oh, so you're being picky.
No, it was my players that they were like, we have enough. We need more diversity. Somebody's got to be a bard. Somebody's
got to be a bard. You can't be a tiefling. We're all tieflings.
Everybody's a tiefling. Stop it.
But they are cool though. Tieflings are cool characters. So yeah. So we're going to talk about. So we kind of talked about the races and kind of went over some of them and kind of give you some ideas. What's going on with that. Next week we'll talk about classes and the subclasses. Right. And that's going to be the last show for the year.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be the last show of the year next week. So make sure you tune in. We're going to talk about the races. We're going to have some more stuff to show you. Now, look, the reason it's going to be the last show is because Christmas is right around the corner. And it's hard to do that last show of the year on or after or right before the weekend of New Year's and after Christmas. People are on vacation and stuff. So you know what? We're going to leave that alone. But we're going to come back next year on the 5th and blow it up. Really cool stuff.
Yeah. Really
cool stuff. Because there's a lot of stuff coming out next year. It's just kind of like, well, you got to wait till next year. Well, guess what? You got to wait till next year. If we got to wait, you got to wait till next year.
Next year's soon, though. It's around the corner.
It is, isn't it?
A few weeks away.
So, okay. Wow, this is a lot of stuff. So, listen, today's a great day to come by. You buy 2 of anything on this table, and you can take another one free of equal or lesser value. Mm-hmm. So if you wanted to buy all 3 of these, the town and taverns, the castles and crypts, and the dungeon, you can buy the first 2. You get the 3rd one for free.
Yeah.
That's crazy amazing.
Good deal.
Crazy amazing. You want these 2 crates, you get this one for free. Mm-hmm. You want these 2 crates, you get the coins for free.
Right.
Whatever. 2 of these and 1 of those. 1 and 1 and 1.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Mix and match.
Exactly. Enjoy yourself with
Buy
that.
a couple things, get a free mini, whatever you want to do.
Dark Souls is out.
Dark Souls.
It's crazy. I'm going to tell you, it's not for the weak of heart. I don't know anything about it other than I've seen Antonio play it. There's nothing nice about it. It's a lot of fun. I love watching. I'm going to tell you that I played Dark Souls once ever. It was very interesting. Yeah. But I found myself talking to my controller, and I said, "We're done. I can't afford these controllers are now $70 nowadays, so we cannot afford those." Yeah. So it was put it down, say that's a really good looking game. I'm gonna enjoy watching Antonio play.
I know this sounds crazy, but I like to play games that I enjoy.
Right? You have to enjoy the game, but you gotta try everything.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. Now
so
another
Dark
game
Souls is not it.
Another game that I played, we kind of get away from D&D, but these games give you this. They sometimes bell goes off or a lamp goes off in your head.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed. You ever seen that game played?
I've played.
I've played it.
Assassin's Creed.
Antonio's played it. I will sit there for hours. Have you ever been able to? How many video games can you actually say you can sit down and enjoy watching somebody else play it? That's one of them.
Some of the RPG ones, but really not.
Final Fantasy, right?
Final
Fantasy's one. That's a beautiful game. But I watched Antonio, and my favorite part is when they go up there and do that leap of faith. I love that. I'm still trying to figure out how to incorporate that into Dungeons and Dragons.
Right.
I mean, it could be done with like a feather fall, enacting at the last second.
Right.
I mean, I've been working on it. I'm telling you, I've been working on it. Could you imagine you jump off of a building, whoosh, swan, you come down, and or you trigger your ring of feather fall, and you just land. Right? I mean, granted, it's not as cool. Yeah. But it's still, the effect would be awesome, right? Yeah. Right. Or maybe I wonder if a mage hand can catch you, maybe. There's a lot of different things.
Mage hand cannot
telekinetic,
that much.
Telekinesis.
Yeah.
Telekinesis. Yeah. All kinds of cool stuff. Anyway, we're getting off the subject. The thing is, video games that have become games. Yeah. It's here. This is the Monster Manual. It's a lot of fun. I've kind of heard Antonio talking about it. He's pretty wound up about it. Yeah. So
I gotta get back to work.
Oh, you gotta go to work?
I gotta start work.
Oh, well, thank you for being on the show. Hey, but anyway, it's that time anyway. We gotta go. But as always, may the road rise up to meet your feet. May all your adventures be successful. And this is John.
And Donna.
From the John's Dungeon Corner at the Collective in Altamont Springs, Florida. See you next Friday. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks for being here.